All right, good morning, everybody. Rick Rowe, the Robinson Film Center, downtown Shreveport, Texas Street. All right, a lot of great events have happened here over the years, Wendell, but my goodness, a big one coming up tomorrow night. Now, a little birdie told me that not only you're going to show the movie E.T., the classic with Steven Spielberg, but two of the biggest stars of the film are coming. Tell me what we're talking about.
So you're absolutely right. We are hosting a screening of E.T. in collaboration with GeekCon. We all know GeekCon is kicking off this weekend, and we have the privilege of basically being the opening ceremonies for that event. We're having Dee Wallace, who plays the mom in E.T., and Henry Thomas, who plays Elliot, who is, of course, the human star and E.T.'s counterpart in the film. And E.T. is a beloved classic. I mean, it is as American a film as you can get. People love it. It spans generations, so we're just super excited to have it here.
How did it happen?
Well, we had been in talks with GeekCon for a number of years,
okay.
And we've been trying to figure out a way to bring a film that featured actors who came to the convention, because conventions are a big deal.
Yes.
And we felt it was a natural marriage because, of course, there are film stars coming here.
Okay.
And we are a film center, so it just made sense. And then our board president, who is Rick Simpson, he actually has a connection to the Wallace family.
Okay.
So we worked
Wow.
with the agent, and then Henry Thomas got wind of it, and he was like, I'm on board too.
Really?
So both of them are going to be here.
In what manner? I mean, is there going to be a meet and greet? Are they going to answer questions? What?
So we have two packages. We have a meet and greet package at 5 p.m. where the stars will actually come and hang out with the VIPs, take pictures and stuff like that. And then after the meet and greet at 6:30, we go downstairs and we'll actually show the film. They'll do an introduction, and then at the end of the film, they will do a Q&A, a live Q&A with the audience. So the audience gets to ask all of the burning questions that they've had while watching the film. And it's a great way for people to share the movie with
Sure.
their kids and their grandkids, so
Yeah.
we're super excited.
Absolutely. Tickets?
Tickets are on sale now at robinsonfilmcenter.org.
Okay.
They are going fast. We are almost out of general admission tickets. That is if you just want to watch the film and do the Q&A. We have a few VIP tickets left, but I think by the end of today they will be gone because people have been calling in and they're trying to get group tickets together.
I bet.
We really only have a few left.
Yeah, it's a classic moment, classic film. The conclusion of that film is amazing to watch again. Again, E.T. coming to Shreveport Thursday night at the Robinson Film Center. Brian, coming back to you.
All right, let's check in with Rick Rowe now for this morning's ArkLaTex Made. Rick?
Hey, good morning, Robinson Film Center. If you haven't been here, folks, you need to. What a great place to see a film. And let me just recommend that tomorrow night, there's a really good movie coming to this place. Rick Simpson, born and raised in Shreveport, went off to Hollywood, did some movies, that kind of thing. Yeah. Met a local girl, came home, and we're glad you did. Now you're the president of the board of the Robinson Film Center.
Yes.
But you also have a connection to this unbelievable movie, one of the great classics, E.T. What's your connection?
So, okay, my connection is Wendell and I talked a long time ago about bringing this movie here.
Okay.
And that was the one that we wanted. We wanted that classic. We wanted E.T. And so we were talking, Wendell and I were talking, and Wendell said, I want to do something big this year. I want to do something huge. And I'm like, okay, this guy's going to talk me into building an Ark. And I'm like, is it Ark big or is like, he's like, no. And so, so we were talking about E.T., and I actually did a film with Dee Wallace's daughter, and so I had a connection with the family. So I reached out, and we didn't hear back anything. And then GeekCon was coming, and so we were like, you know what? Let's kind of piggyback this. And so I reached out to her daughter again, and she goes, Mom would love this. She's going to be there anyway.
Oh wow!
And so we got in touch with. Tried to do it the proper way. We got in touch with the agent.
Okay.
And did that whole thing. And so.
So Dee Wallace was already coming to Geek.
She was already coming to GeekCon along with Henry Thomas, who plays Elliot.
And they're watching. By the way, you're seeing this classic closing scene to the movie E.T. So they're both going to be here for GeekCon, but also coming tomorrow night.
Yes, they're coming tomorrow night. And here's the wrap up. The wrap up is we have 2 tickets that you can purchase. One is a VIP. what gets you in at 5 o'clock. It's a private meet and greet.
Wow.
There's going to be cocktails, heavy hors d'oeuvres up there, and you'll get to be within arm's length or a hand's length of them, and then you spend an hour and a half up there, and then we come down for a 6:30 screening. Now the 6:30 screening is just general admission, and I say just general admission, but where you and I are sitting right now, they're going to do a Q&A
right there,
right here.
Wow.
So within you can
Yeah.
So they're doing an introduction for the film, and then they're going to do a Q&A afterwards, and we've got them booked for probably 30 minutes for Q&A, and we have the whole gamut. Like there's kids coming. There are this event is for everybody. If you grew up watching E.T., this is it, and this is the mecca of my childhood.
Yes.
Is this movie?
Absolutely.
So
wow,
yeah.
what a treat! That's amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be
By the way, real quick, little trivia that you just told me: the sweater that he wears in that closing scene.
Yes. So cast, usually it's a tradition that cast will take a prop or they'll take costume, and so he ended up taking that red sweater.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's got that red sweater.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
hopefully, if we ever when the Q&A happens, we'll be able to do that. We'll ask him about it.
That's some of the trivia that you will learn tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Man, it's an amazing opportunity, one of the great movies of all time, and to have two of the big stars here live right there in the Robinson Film Center. Tickets still available, but going very, very fast. Barely. Coming back to y'all. Oh, I'm crushed, broken hearted. You are dark, Brian Fowler. All right, now look. I don't even know if Brian Fowler was alive, born when this movie came out, 1982. Probably a lot of you watching this morning remember where you were, where you saw it, the movie E.T. It was a classic, one of the great classics of all time, probably top 10 movies ever made. Now, earlier, Rick Simpson, I teased the fact that you have a connection to that classic film. What is that connection?
Well, so when I was in Los Angeles, from 1998 until 2015.
Okay.
So I produced some short films, and Dee Wallace's daughter, Gabrielle Stone, she was cast in one of our short films, and she was amazing. She's looks exactly like her mom. I mean, it's uncanny.
Dee Wallace, but if you don't know, and you're going to be seeing some video of her from that closing scene in the movie E.T., is the mother.
Dee Wallace is the mother. Gabrielle is the daughter, and so we talked for throughout the whole filming. And so we kind of became close and talked with Dee Wallace. And I remember saying, you were talking about 1982, and I was 7 years old. It was maybe even 6, 7. I don't know when it came out, but 7 years old. And I remember looking at the screen and going, one day I'm going to get her to come to the Robinson Film Center when I'm in my late 40s, and she's going to sit here and she's going to screen this movie with Elliot, Henry Thomas.
With Elliot? Are you kidding me?
Henry Thomas.
Both of them literally right here at the front of the theater.
Yes, right where your feet
Q&A.
are. They're going to be doing a Q&A. They're going to be doing answering tough, hard-hitting journalist questions. They do an intro to the film. They do an intro to the film here.
Watch the movie,
and then probably a 30 to 40 minute Q&A session, and it's almost sold out. So people go look at it right now. It's Thursday tomorrow. Today's Wednesday, right?
That's right. It's tomorrow.
Thursday.
There's a 5 o'clock.
There's a 5 o'clock meet and greet. That's a VIP. You can go up, meet and greet, mingle with them. We're serving cocktails and hors d'oeuvres up there, and it's an hour and a half. And then you come down here at 6:30, and those are the general admission tickets. And we have few general admission tickets and few VIPs left. People are eating this up, which I don't blame them. I'm a little geeked out as it is even talking.
Yeah, you watch this closing scene and it grabs your heart. By the way, real quick, I don't have any time, but there's something about Elliot's red sweater that they're seeing right now.
Yes.
Where's that red sweater?
So that red sweater is in Henry Thomas's locker or his safe. The cast gets to take something, or they take it. I don't know if they get to take it, but they do it. So he took that red sweater, and so that red sweater's with him right now.
Amazing. That's a 401 retirement
Absolutely.
plan. I love it. Again, E.T., one of the great movies of all time, the fact that it's coming to the Robinson and that those two big stars are going to be here, that's pretty incredible. Brother Nate, coming back to you.
You know, Rick, when I just think of the 80s, now I actually was not born by the time that came out, but I've certainly seen it several times. And it's just, it kind of marked an entire generation, did it not? I mean, E.T. is, when you think of the 80s, you think of so many things. E.T.'s one of them.
You do, and there was a period there where Steven Spielberg made about 5 or 6 absolute classics, one after the other. Of course, he did Jaws, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T. It was an amazing string of classic movies, and one of them is coming right here tomorrow night. How cool is that?
That is very cool there, and that iconic scene where E.T.'s little finger lights up. Oh, man, good times.
Yep.
All right, thank you very much, Rick. That is
Ouch.
Yes, ouch. All right, man, I do love that flick.
It is hot outside, so what better place to be when it's 116 outside than in a movie theater, especially this one, the Robinson Movie Theater right here downtown. And tomorrow night would be a wonderful time, Rick Simpson, to be right here, because there's a classic film. I think we all remember, who were alive at the time, where we were when we saw E.T. I remember it distinctly. The closing scene, which you're going to see parts of here in just a moment, still grabs your heart.
Yeah.
I think 40 years later, it came out in 1982. Now, you have an association with that film. Somehow you were a baby kid when it came out, but you know somebody.
I do, and so I consider myself, I really don't have anything to do with E.T., but I'm like E.T. adjacent. So that's my claim.
I love it.
Claim right now. Yeah, no, I was a producer in Hollywood for 15 years, and so I produced a short film that she was in. I produced a short film that Gabrielle, who is Dee Wallace's daughter.
Okay.
So I'm friends with the daughter. When we started talking about bringing films here, or a film or a classic, that was the first one that came up.
Yeah.
And so Wendell, we sat down and he said, why don't we get this? And I said, sure, let's do it. So we reached out and then kind of put a pin in it for 5 months, and then GeekCon, which I want to plug GeekCon.
Yes. Greg
at GeekCon is the man, and GeekCon has really, it's a huge event. I encourage everybody. This event that we're about to talk about.
Kind of a kickoff to that.
It's a kickoff to that. And it's a really cool
So
thing.
let's just make sure I got about a minute.
Yes.
Dee Wallace, the mother's going to be here.
Yes.
And then, of course, Elliot. Henry Thomas.
Henry Thomas.
Wow. Going to be right here in this theater.
Rick, where your legs are right now, that's where they're going to be.
Wow.
They're going to be right here. It's not something that's a Zoom, that's interactive. They are going to be breathing oxygen.
Our era.
They're going to be breathing
They
on us.
intro the film. We watch the movie.
Yes.
And then Q&A after.
Yes.
Can you imagine how cool that will be?
I can imagine. Rick Rowe, I can.
It's
going to be here.
All right, I want tickets, and there aren't many.
There aren't many left. You got to go to robinsonfilmcenter.org right now. It is it's early in the morning. Go right now. Get your tickets, or you can call the box office and talk with Alexis, who is our super awesome associate director here, and you can get tickets that way.
All right, Henry, they just watched the closing to the movie. They see Henry Thomas's Elliot's red sweater. Where is that red sweater?
That is an iconic red sweater. I believe Henry Thomas took that red sweater home, and he has it under lock and key with guard dogs and security.
I bet his 401 retirement plan is what that is. Again, folks, Robinson is such a fantastic place. And again, just one more wonderful thing that they have done for this community, bringing this classic film here. It's one thing to watch that movie again, but it's another thing to be in the presence of two of the big stars of one of the greatest movies ever made. E.T. coming right here with Dee Wallace and Henry Thomas. How cool is that, Brother Nate? Wow.
That is very cool, Rick. And checking out some of the facts for E.T., I was looking that up. I mean, I love the movie, but did you know that E.T. was actually voiced by 3 different voice actors? Who would ever guess that? And yeah, pretty cool there. Now,
I did not know that.
E.T. cannot be in attendance because he went home, all those years ago. But great to have the actors showing up. Going to be a great time. So thanks for showing us, Rick.
One quick bit of bit of information that Rick shared with me. E.T. was actually in the theaters for a year. That's how popular the movie was. It was in the theaters for over a year. Wow.
Very cool. All right.